so this is actually the weekend that Automotion's supposed to be happening, so, you know, I figured, oh, hey, you know, maybe people still show up. They are. I'm seeing them riding out around. So, yeah, so started off my morning, came into town, and went to go pick up Paul, but he ended up being at work, but blew a coupler, so that's nice. Don't get Spectra, they're trash. Sorry, I don't like bashing names, but they're trash for actual performance. It just melted right through it, so I made a better one. It's better. Thanks for Morgan, because he gave me his old intake and it actually got chopped off of that. Otherwise I wouldn't be out here. Otherwise I wouldn't be sitting dicking with this crap. So the fuel pump died. That wiring was probably getting hot due to bad fuel pump. I kind of suspected it, just trying to be a cheap ass. So I actually went and stole the one out of the Conquest, since it's just a parts car now at this point. And yeah, so I just turned it on, it's working. So now I gotta get this fuel back in there, but that is some yummy fuel. Kind of interesting, so to say the least. Really don't want to put it back in, but I don't really have a choice here. So now we gotta get that in there, so let's do that. It lives! Alrighty, back on the Fiero. Like the Automotion weekend has passed. There was a decent amount of people there. I didn't really film anything, unfortunately. I was kind of just trying to chill. But one thing I learned in driving this weekend is it does get a little bit warm. So that fan's going out. I've modified it so I can put the stock one back on. And then it's like, as you can see, it plastic welded, and it actually ducks down and up. Just so that way I get clearance for the fan. But it should work. So I'm gonna get this thing bolted in, then we just got to wire it back in, and then we're good to go. So that's one of the things that I found, and I think that's kind of all. Yeah. So otherwise she's running all right. I think I need to put some new spark plugs in there. I feel like it might be time to do that now that she's kind of getting dialed in. So we might put some new Autolite 103s back in there. And yeah, other than that, so far so good. It's kind of rainy outside, so, but yeah, hopefully that solves all my cooling problems. Alrighty, so went ahead and pulled out the old metal guy and made one piece that like covers up all this, and it's like angles up, and then it's angled up in the front there. Same concept. Not the greatest thing, but I'm okay with this for now until I figure out what else I'm gonna do. Maybe we'll 3D print something eventually or something. It'll do for now. So now all I gotta do is just put in the boot, and then this is done, and now I just gotta cut this one because it broke prematurely. So other than that, good to go. And yeah, I think it looks a lot better. I just took out the boost controller and added in the oil pressure gauge on this one. Wait for the relay, and there it is. So yeah, I just got done putting the oil pressure in, so good to go. Now I just need to get the, actually pretty much just got to put this back in. So put the gauge back into there and cut that guy, and then that's good to go. So let's keep going. All right, just had a nice wet right on the ground. I stopped raining. I was like, I can make it to Home Depot. Got back, no, didn't. So in this video, I don't know what all is going to be covered, but we're going to be doing the headlights on the Fiero. You know, pop-up lights? We haven't had those because I got rid of them. So we're going to do it again, but better. So I bought these linear actuators. I just went and picked up some hardware. And so I bought these. I think they were like 30 bucks a piece. So I spent like 60 bucks on these. So hopefully they work. I got 2-inch just because these things take, what was it, like 10 millimeters per second. I believe it's 10 millimeters per second. And so 2 inches is 50 millimeters. And so basically you're looking at 5 seconds for it to go fully open. I think that's good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's not bad. So yeah, basically, and then I picked up these carriage bolts too. The game plan is to weld these in and then I'm going to use this shaft here as basically the pivot point. I'm just pretty much going to modify what I have. I know I've had lots of people ask about my headlights, yeah, so we'll flip the camera around here and you guys can see what they look like. Alright, for those that haven't seen my headlights, this is the headlight setup. So they're actually 3 Creo 5, I believe, motorcycle fog lights. They give me the look I want. They're not crazy bright. Like, I can drive at night, but it's like driving with flashlights because they're so focused. So they don't, like, spread very well. I can see in front of me, but I can't see, like, off in the sides. Yeah. So, let's open it up, and I can show you the current setup. And then we can modify them from there. I don't remember. Yeah, of course. So, unfortunately, for me, I didn't put, like, connectors on them, so that means all of the wires are connected. So even though I might just pop these guys off and then modify it from there and then do it that way. I'll probably do that side first just because it looks like it's going to be easier access. So basically, this is my current setup. It utilizes one of these bolts, and then it's self-tapped over here for now. Not the most ideal thing. I should make it better, but I probably won't. So the game plan is pretty much going to like chop and make it so it pivots. I'm gonna have to adjust the length of the arm and all that good stuff till I can get it where 2 inches of throw is moving it enough. Basically, I think shorter is what I'm gonna need, which is good. Yeah, I guess that's all I really got so far. Let's just jump to where I get the first prototype done, because there's gonna be a lot of testing here that's gonna have to go down. So let's get to work. Alrighty, so it looks like I've come up with a new plan. Yeah, somehow this magically worked out. So if you, I don't know if we're gonna be able to get it back out. Alright, so basically I found these. These were from the ATV for the rear swing arm. And yeah, it turns out they fit exactly inside of here. If I could, but either way. So I've got one in there, and it spins on there. So that's what we're gonna do for that. I'm probably just gonna self-tap this guy into the ends. Then it's removable too. Obviously you have 2 hands. And then yeah, so that would be done. And then all we have to do is make an arm and figure out the mounting situation for this, and then we can do a test. Alrighty, so I injured myself. Fucking drill bit snap. But yeah, so here it is. It has no limitations on it, but working good. Of course, I snapped the freaking, when I was putting it in, it bottoms out, so it doesn't go all the way down, and then when I was putting this one in, it snapped. Go figure. So, not removable now, unless I drill out that, but it doesn't really matter. It shouldn't need to. The only thing, yeah, this should work good for now. It'd probably be better to have this on like bearings or something of that nature, but I think this should work pretty good. I'll probably have to like connect here, like try and connect these guys, so that way it can't like split apart. This guy has, I think it can do like 200 pounds of freaking weight, so this, yeah, 225 pounds. So that won't be an issue. So next step, I guess, is going to be put it in the car. Then I need to figure out where top is, and then where is all the way down, and then mark it on here, so that way I can play with this and figure out where it needs to be mounted in order to get it to land there, I guess. So let's do that. Alrighty, so we got the prototype here. So I will have to get like a switch like I have for the my windows. Probably gonna have to do that. Yeah, so to show you how it works, So this is going to be mounted to like the left side of the car, basically. And it should be about the same. So I ended up redoing it. So there's a piece that goes through here. It's self-tapped into the middle part. I may end up like drilling out a couple spots and maybe do like rivets or something, just so it's a little bit stronger, because all the torque is there. So we don't want to be snapping that crap off. Plus it's got a little bit of play in it, but obviously nothing's bolted up. It's literally a loose bolt and a freaking screw into this, so it's screwed into there. And so if you put this guy on here, it goes from the down position to the up, and it's fully extended, and that should be pretty close to straight up. So it should be pretty good. And then obviously why you need like a double pull, double throw switch is because you have to switch this guy over here and then put that on, and then now it'll go down. And it's fully extended down. So, too easy. That's a lie, because this actually was a pain in my ass. Had to drill a couple holes just so that way you could get like because I wanted to have full throw. You could do, the hell would that be? Basically like, it's like a limit switch, so you could put a limit switch in, and then when you hit the limit, it's going to disconnect the connection, and then it would shut off the power to this, so it would stop it right there. But I want to just make it simple, so it's got the perfect throw, so we're pretty good. I guess all I've got left to do now is probably, I'm thinking actually I might create a piece that comes off from right here, because that's where a mount is. So maybe if we make a piece that comes off, then we can make the bolt right here, so that way this is all one piece, so that way this isn't separate. Just because when we eventually do like a little bit of tubing in the front on the fiero, I won't have to like dick with this anymore. So we might end up doing something of that nature next, I guess. But yeah, figured give you a little bit more of a in-depth view of what I'm actually doing. I've only modified what I had, so obviously you need to make something like that. I don't do this for informational. I guess here's an idea, and if you want to do that, use that idea. Alrighty, so got this welded up. Now it's all one piece. Got it bolted in, and everything seems to be good. So now I'm going to pull it off, go put it in the car, and see if it works. Alrighty, so got it done. Had to deal with some clearance issues, but it works pretty good. And we flip around the polarity down here. Not too bad. So, only issue I'm having so far is dealing with some like binding per se with how it are we gonna work or what? Yeah. So I'm having some binding with how it when it opens. So close the hood. Then we flip the polarity around. But it works. So now I'll have to make the other side, and then we have to get a double pull, double throw switch for it, and then we'll have pop-up headlights. Whoop whoop. Alrighty guys, so we ran some wires. I've been doing some wiring. So ran some wires in here. So these are the two wires off the motor. They're kind of wired in together. And then I bought a double pull, double throw switch. So basically, if you don't know what that does, you have power and then negative on the inside. And then basically you do like a crisscross and it'll reverse the polarity. You use it for like windows, obviously, because that's what I use. And then, for instance, if you want a motor to go up and down. So yeah, got that wired in. So now, technology. Beautiful noises. But she works. and done. Alright, so it's been a couple days, and they seem to be working pretty good. They're not the greatest thing. If you can tell, that one is shiny, and that one is not. That's because I broke that one. Hit 120 in Mexico, and it about flew off. So, let's see here. Actually, right here. Because, I actually have to shave some of this down to get it to work properly. So yeah, it just snapped off. So I picked up some stuff to do some limiting straps, and yeah, so real quick, not the most graceful thing, not the most greatest sounding thing, but they work. So that's those, and yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and make some limiting straps. I picked up, I didn't have to get the green, I just went with it because, you know, maybe it's cool. It'd be cool if I could find like purple, but I guess we're just gonna kind of prove concept with the green. I mean, it should look cool, even though it's gonna look like freaking Joker crap. But yeah, so I bought some of these. This is 1/16 cable, and then I got these things. It says to use a swagging tool. I don't know what that is, so I'm hoping I can just use like a crimping tool, and that'll do the same thing. And then so I'm gonna make a loop, and then crimp it. It's gonna get, I'm pretty much gonna blow a hole through. The game plan is to blow a hole through right here and here, and we're gonna just bolt the cable to the top of it, and it'll loop around down in. Same thing on this side, on both of them, so that way it can't go like any further than like this. Like, it can catch a little bit of wind or whatever, but the main thing is so it can't just yank up and possibly rip off or break again. Hopefully that'll be the saving grace, and it will prevent them from breaking. It should at least prevent them, if they do break, from flying and breaking the windshield or anything of that nature. So, but yeah, so let's go ahead and get them done. Alrighty, so got them on there. I think they look alright. So the green didn't happen. The green coating on there didn't fit with that. So now it comes up. This one's a little long, so I might have to redo that one. But yeah, so now they're limited. I've literally just wrapped them around the headlight thing. So that one's the only one that's a little long. This one is actually pretty even. So not too bad. And last I checked, it closed. Yeah, so not too bad. They poke up a little bit. That one I might have to trim a little bit more, but yeah, I think that's not too bad. Looks pretty good. So it's just got the dress ups, or I got a concave screw or whatever, and then it's got a dress up washer, and then there's two washers with the cables in between it. I just used the vise to clamp that on. Left a pretty cool design, so we'll call that a win. But yeah, so now those are on, so hopefully we won't be losing any of those. Yeah, that's all I got so far, so see you whenever I do something else. Alrighty, so sitting here editing the video you just watched like usual. So I figured I'd give you guys a quick little update. So I had bought this new turbo right here, and so it's a T4 twin scroll, 61 millimeters. Well, I'm selling it today because guess what, guys? Guess what? I found a deal on a used Garrett, what was it, GT3582R. So dual ball bearing and a real turbo. It's going to have water cooling. So I've been slowly gathering things. So here's a water pump off of 3800. I drilled and tapped, so that way we can grab our feed for the new turbo. And then I've got the fittings for that. I've got the restrictor. I have an inline filter for the oil feed. We got a 3-inch dump, new wideband bung, and 3-inch V-band. So turbo's not here yet. It'll be here in a little bit, like Friday. So, and it's Wednesday. So, yeah. Other than that, everything else seems to be going pretty good. Headlights are working good. I already got pulled over once because I forgot to turn on my headlights because I'm not used to having to put them up. So that was cool. Yeah, Fiero's running pretty good. On most of these warmer days, it's been running about like 16 to 17 pounds. I'll insert a video here and I'll talk over it, but basically I took the car out for a pull with the dragy in Mexico, obviously, and yeah, as you can see, she ran a 12.1 I think it was 119, so that's pretty good. We're pretty close to 11s. It should run an 11 if I were to, and that's not launching with boost, that's just revving up to 3,000 and, you know, taking off. So I'm hoping I can hit 11s at some point this year. The new turbo should definitely do it. If I remember, we'll upload a Dyno Graph right now of where, so the graph itself shows, you can see where the power drops off at the end, and that pretty much indicates that the turbo is falling off, like it's not able to flow enough. Like it's just dropping off. The turbo can't spin it faster, some of that nature. I'm not no genius or anything. So the dyno graph that you see is not from an actual dyno or anything. We're just using a microsquirt log. It's a 3rd gear log. So I'm in 3rd gear and I start at whatever RPM and then I go to redline. And basically we input all that information into a virtual dyno, and then it will give you the graph. It's not 100% accurate, and I don't really ever like say it's 100% true, but so in that instance I think it hit like 16.9 psi of boost, and it made like 370 or something like that wheel horsepower. So, but yeah, enough talking about all that boring stuff. I guess we're gonna just end it here, guys. You know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe. See you guys in the next one. I did make new sweaters. You guys will probably see them in the next video because I'll actually have one, hopefully. Well, actually, I can't really say that because I record these videos differently now. Just because I accumulate, so that way you guys get a whole video of me starting and finishing something. But yeah, go ahead and down below, go ahead and check out the storefront here for Garageless. It's the Purple Lover shirts. I think they're dope. You can get freaking tie-dye, so that's pretty cool. But, alright guys, you know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe. See you guys in the next one.